Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 20th day of July. Here we go. Today I want to discuss with you this halacha. You know that whenever a shliach tzibur, a Chazzan, begins the repetition of the Shmoneh Esrai, he relies on the fact, hopefully, that there are 9 or more men over bar mitzvah age who are answering amen to every single bracha that he's saying. Otherwise, the brachas that he's saying are kind of for nothing. We repeat the Chazaras Hashatz such that the Minyan, which is you and 9 other people answering amen, are following what you're saying, listening to what you're saying, and answering amen to what you're saying. Then there's a purpose in your repeating the Shmoneh Esrei. If there aren't 9 people answering amen to your Shmoneh Esrei, then unfortunately the brachas that you're saying are levatala, they're for nothing. So the Mishnah Berurah talks about this situation. You're in a small minyan, there's like 11 or 12 men out there, and if all 11 of 12 of them were listening and answering amen, everything would be good. But you know that a few of them are talking or spacing out and not listening, and so you're standing there saying the Chazaras Hashatz, saying, oh no, what do I do? I'm saying Chazaras Hashatz, and I don't think there are 9 men answering amen, or I'm not sure that there are 9 men answering amen. The Mishnah Berurah writes that our custom in Klal Yisrael is that we just rely on the fact that hopefully the men in the minyan are doing their job, listening into what you're saying. If you see 9 available men out there who are appropriately available to answer amen, you do your Chazaras Hashatz and you leave their business to them. That's been the custom in Klal Yisrael for a long time now, and you can rely on that, says the Mishnah Berurah. However, the Mishnah Berurah says, what should I do if I really feel like I cannot rely on it because I know the nature of the 9 men back there, and I know that I don't have 9 or 10 listeners with me? So the Mishnah Berurah says you can then, if you want, you can stipulate this condition. You just state they don't all have to hear it, but you can just state it for yourself between you and God, that I am hereby repeating the Shmoneh Esrei, and if there are 9 listeners answering amen, then wonderful. But just in case there aren't, then let this be a tfilas nedava, a voluntary offering that you're allowed to do, just like you could bring a voluntary sacrifice. I'm saying a voluntary Shmoneh Esrei. The Mishnah Berurah says you can make that stipulation. It's a regular repetition of Shmoneh Esrei if there are 9 listeners. If it isn't, let this qualify as a voluntary offering, that I'm just reciting this Shmoneh Esrei to God. And God will know which one of those 2 stipulations should take effect, because he'll know whether there are or are not 9 or more listeners listening to you. Incidentally, they asked once Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach if he does this stipulation when he repeats the Shmoneh Esrei, and he responded in a very humble way and said, I rely on the first thing that we had just said, which is Klal Yisrael hopefully does its job. In other words, he didn't do this stipulation. He just hoped and expected that the people behind him were doing what they were supposed to do while he was repeating the Shmoneh Esrei. So there you have at least one Adam Gadol, one great man, and we know what he did in regards to this law. And now if you know that you're in such a situation of a shaky minyan and you're repeating the Shmoneh Esrei for them often, you may want to discuss this point that you learned today with your rabbi. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.